How's everybody doing? Want to bring another story to light. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe on these issues. I try to talk about different stuff, but because of the good response we got concerning women, what's really going on, I decided to post another video. And again, these videos, this side of the video, I got to figure out a name for it, but this side of what I'm talking about, again, these are experiences that I shared with my niece and other young people that were in my company, and sharing that information with those individuals, those young people, because they need it. They need it more than we do. It's our job as the generation before them to make sure that they have game and they understand what they're dealing with. Not just letting them float around out here willy-nilly, as they like to say. And my thing is, if the females won't give them the game, man, then if most females won't give them the game, then it's up to us positive men to do that. Steer them in the right direction. Give them some moral foundation, some spiritual and ethnical foundations. Things that are going to carry them further into life, so they can never say that they didn't get it from somewhere. And again, I hate when I run into kids or younger people and they're just oblivious to what's going on. And as I always say, men get ripped to shreds on not doing their job. But you can't just give any man that job if you're a female and expect him to miraculously turn over his normal behavioral patterns. That's just not how it works. If you play silly games, you win silly prizes. And on every game show that you've ever seen, very few people play the silly games and come out on top. Most of the time you lose. You go so far and then you lose. And a lot of times you lose big. But I'm going to share a story with you that I shared with my niece when I had flown back home. Because we would periodically have a lot of talks and conversations. Because again, I was teaching her how to fight, be a lady, how to conduct herself, how to talk, how to communicate, how to think about things as her uncle. That's my job. Dad wasn't around. Her dad was not around. There was no way possible. But, hey, my sister chose bad. It is what it is. I'm not trying to put her business out there or anything like that, but she chose bad. And a lot of times when you choose bad, ladies, the kids suffer. And again, I try to keep it on the ladies or the women. I gotta remember there's a difference. The women in this scenario, I have to keep it on you, because you're choosing these dudes. Have some accountability. Any bad chick that I dealt with that did me wrong, it ain't been that many, but the ones that I allowed into my heart and into my space to where I cared about them, guess what? It was my fault when the thing went bad. It was absolutely my fault. I will never blame that on all females that I come in contact with, past or present. And a lot of you ladies that listen to this right now, when you hung out with me, I've always been a perfect gentleman. Nothing happened unless we both agreed on it. And especially if I felt like I was safe and I wasn't going to be compromised. I'm not, jail time is a real thing. Being blamed for a father figure or a father, if you guys know what I mean, ain't a cool thing to do either. I've seen that scenario. But let me get to the scenario that I'm talking about right now. I had flown in, and me and my niece went out to eat. Normally when we go out to eat, we take a walk after we eat. Making sure that she stays physically fit. It's like I told her. Doesn't matter, how nice your shape may be now when you're young. You need to make sure you maintain that bad boy throughout your life, because it's more than just looking good. It does your overall body good, heart attacks, things like that. You keep stuff like that down, and you understand how to take care of yourself. So we're sitting down at the table, and there was a female that walked by, and I think I knew her, as a matter of fact, and we had hung out. And I think we were at old Charlie's. And my niece said, "Who was that?" And I told her. And she said, "You know, a lot of ladies, a lot of females." And I said, "Yeah." But I told her, I said, "But you got to be real discreet about who you're dealing with and what you're dealing with and what you're doing with those females." I said, because sometimes they may be okay. They're okay to hang out with, to go sit down and watch a movie if you want that female company and companionship, if they're compatible with that kind of energy. And I gave her a story because she loves the stories, because I think she was learning from those things. And I told her about the time that I was in San Antonio, and I was getting my car repaired because it was I came home from work, man. I kid you not. It was late too. And Boomerang, I don't know if you guys remember Boomerang, that little Cartoon Network TV show, and I was just sitting down and just turned it on because it's like one of the only things that was on, and I think Thundar the Barbarian was on. And I'm eating Crunch Berries, Captain Crunch Berries, when all of a sudden I heard this crash, and before I know it, all I could do was shake my head, because San Antonio was a terrible spot, man, for me. And when I went outside, the whole front end of my car was just torn off. How you hit the only car in the parking lot, I don't know, but it was a female, and that's another story. But nevertheless, I had to get the car taken to a shop to get paid to get it repaired, and Enterprise was the rental car service that I was going to use. So Enterprise picked up, there was a female that picked me up from Enterprise, Dominican chick. Nice look. I didn't know she was Dominican. She was real brown skin, like a black lady, like a black girl, black female, whatever you want to call it, right? And we hanging out. I mean, we're driving, and she was, asking questions. I was like, well, yeah, I'm about to leave here. And she's like, oh, really? I was telling her how difficult it is and whatnot. And she said, you want to hang out a little bit? And I said, yeah, we can do that. Strictly platonic. Nothing going on. I said, okay, cool. I'm with that. She said she's got out of a bad relationship. I said, I just got out of a bad relationship, and I'm really technically not trying to hang out with not trying to get into anything serious anyway. Because when you break up with somebody, or when you get out of a bad relationship, you should always take time to get yourself back together. Men, that's just a positive thing. And young men and young women, that's a positive thing to remember. Don't just go from relationship to relationship. That's a rebound thing, and that's horrible. That's a bad thing to do. But we exchanged numbers, and her schedule and my schedule kept colliding, and we just talked on the phone. We kept in touch through that way. And so finally we ended up going to a pool room. And it was in San Antonio, but I don't remember what place it was. I just don't remember. So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, hey, she's cool to hang out with. Energy seems good, seems positive. There's no pressure from me. There's no pressure from her. And again, I'm leaving anyway. And like I said, we go to this spot, the pool hall, and she has two of her friends. They're two black dudes. They were her friends, and they were cool. They were all cool. They had their girlfriends with them. And she came in looking real good. Nice outfit on. Rose looking good, right? But again, I respected the boundaries that we both had set. And we laughing and shooting pool. And they said something about a Long Island iced tea. I have no idea what that was because I don't drink. And I thought, okay, Long Island iced tea, whatever. And when they told me it was alcohol, I just kind of looked at it and I just kind of let it sit there. And one of her friends, he took the drink, and he knocked it down. And she got a little tipsy. Well, I guess feeling good or whatever from the drink, right? And we just laughing and having a good time. And then all of a sudden she goes to the bathroom, and his girlfriend goes to the bathroom with her, and she's crying when she comes out. I mean, when she's still in there, and the girlfriend tells the dude that I don't find her attractive. And I said, what? What are we talking about? well, you don't find her attractive and she can't figure out what's going on with you and why you're not. And I'm thinking, huh? You know, we set boundaries, remember? And I'm like, shit, she's a good-looking girl, very good-looking girl. But I'm not, you know, I'm trying to respect our boundaries, like she said. I'm respecting that. And I'm not trying to cross those boundaries. Now at this point I'm confused because I'm thinking, I don't get it because you said this and now you're saying that, and I don't like the flapjack thing. Don't flip-flop on me. And so she comes back out, and I said, you know, I said, well, I don't know why you're crying because you're looking good. I said, but I thought we established these boundaries. She wipes her face a little bit, wipes her eyes. She said, okay, you're right. And as the night went on, she got to feeling real good with the drinks because she was knocking them back. And I'm sitting there looking, and her dude was like, I'm so glad to see her talking to you, man. You seem like a good guy, a lot of good energy and positive vibes, all that good stuff. And I said, yeah, man. I'm a perfect gentleman, man, anytime. I said, because I don't want nothing to go wrong that, you know, nobody asked for. And that's just the way I was brought up, or, you know, that's the way I came up. And so the night ended, and her friends left. And I'm looking at them going, well, ain't she tipsy? Is anybody going to follow her home? Right? So me and her standing in the parking lot. We're standing in the parking lot. And I say to her, what are we doing? You need me to follow you home. You know, you look a little tipsy. I don't know if should you be driving. And she said, no, you ain't got to follow me home. I'm good. I said, are you sure? So she grabs me and just puts a good kiss on me. I mean, she laid it on me. And I looked at her, and I backed up. I mean, I didn't back up like in a repulsed way, but I let the kiss commence and whatnot. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, now I'm really confused. And I said, you sure you don't want me to follow you home? She never said another word. She got in the car, and I followed her as close to once she got to her place, because I don't know if that was her house or her place, but I know she pulled up in this driveway, and I just turned off. I wanted to make sure she was okay. And I left. I called her the next day. No reply. Never got a return phone call from that girl ever after that. And her friend, he was like, he don't know what's going on. And he said that she had gone back to the old boyfriend. I'm like, I don't really care. He said he's disappointed because he didn't like the other dude. I'm like, that's her. That's her baggage. I got nothing to do with that. Long story short, fellas and ladies, like I was telling my niece, don't be that dude. And I keep saying ladies, women, because you ain't got to tell ladies these things. They understand the dynamic. But you got to tell this to the females and the women, the girls. Don't be that woman. Don't be that female. So she was drunk, fellas and ladies. Women, she was drunk. Let's just put it like that. Again, this is raw and unedited. I just find a spot and just talk about the stuff. She was drunk. She was tore up from the floor up. I am not about to indulge in two things. First, you said you didn't want to cross any boundaries or barriers like that. You're not going to just flip the script on me because you're a nice looking girl. That ain't how I work. I just don't play those games. Second thing, she was drunk. I am not trying to have somebody put an R allegation on me. Y'all know what the R is. I'm not trying to go out like that. I respected our boundaries. I was a total gentleman. There are a lot of dudes that ain't worth a quarter that would have went there and did the business. But me, not built like that, man. I do not want that on me if it goes left. And so I had talked to two female friends of mine. One was in Seattle and one was in actually it was three. Talked to one from one in Seattle, one she was in North Carolina, and then one was back in Kentucky. And they all three said, well, she wanted you to follow her home so y'all could, do that thing. And I said, no, man, I don't get out like that. I don't mess with drunk liaisons. I said, forget that. I don't play games like that. And they know me. They say, yeah, but that's what she wanted. I said, yeah, but that ain't what I wanted. Two things, remember. We're going to keep this strictly platonic. No sexual anything. And she was drunk. When those are signs and red flags, fellas, you never mess with. And young females, these are the things you never do. Do not put yourself in a situation like that. Ever. Things could go extremely bad. This is that game that a lot of women won't tell you. Because a lot of them have done the things that I'm talking about right now, and then they regretted it later on. I'm trying to prevent you from going down this path. You don't have to go down this path. Think about it. As I was telling my niece, you think about these things. You think about the situations, and you make sure you make the best decision. Take it from your uncle, because I love you. I have a bloodline dog in this fight. And we ain't trying to have you go out like that. And she used to always, I love those conversations and those talks with her. Because I was like, I'm doing my job for the next generation and my bloodline. So she don't fall victim to the streets and the gangs out here. I'm not saying that they're going to do everything 100% perfect, but you have to provide them with some kind of guideline and rules to this stuff out here. Positive men tell the most accurate, truthful depictions of what's going on out here. Bar none. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell it factual. And we've had so many conversations like that. I was talking to some young brothers yesterday. And all three of them, man, were like, man, I don't know what about to do with these. And they're younger, and they're like in their 20s, early 20s, mid 20s. And they were all saying the same thing, man. These girls, man, always trying to take money and don't want to hang out the proper way. And, and I'm just like, and I gave them some game. Nobody should be mistreated out there. But I'm telling you, when you take those good men out of the lives of young folk, children, especially these young girls coming up, you are failing them. You're being a traitor. If you chose bad, when there are good men that come along, uncle, brother, cousin, friend, if you're not capable of giving that game and telling that truthful story, send them to that positive dude and keep that positive dude on speed dial. Keep them handy. Because these kids are going to need them. Do not deny them logical truth because you were upset or you were offended or something didn't go your way because you chose for it not to go that way. It's totally up to you. You make either the best decisions or you're going to make the worst decisions. And I'm telling you, I'm seeing too many bad decisions come on these parts and how to, get over on people. And the accountability thing, it's just crazy how a lot of women don't want to hold the accountability thing. They don't want to take accountability. And again, any of you women that know me out there, you guys know what kind of guy I am. So me talking like this is how I've always talked. And this is why when you do call me, you call because you want that truth. It ain't always pretty. But really, what is? So my niece and me paid the tab, left the tip, got up, arm around her shoulder. She's laughing. Get in the car, and then we go for the walk like we always do. And I'm telling her about, making sure that she, looks into the degrees of science, fiber optics, IT, coding. and to be an asset to anybody that you come in contact with. Be that female that's pleasant. Destroy the stereotypes. Be the female that's pleasant and the one that thinks. That gives off good vibes and good energy. Be the female that people want to be around. Don't be that chick that nobody wants to be around, that they hate to see come around, or be that dirty joke on the bathroom wall. Don't be that chick with your phone number attached to the wall in the public restrooms. Not a good look, man. And again, fellas, if she tipsy and you can get her home safely, you get her home, man, and you guys leave. And girls, if you get in the same, don't ever be that girl that's drunk and having those kind of issues and situations. Thing about it was, I had some Laker tickets for the Lakers and the Spurs, and then I ended up taking another female instead. So we went and hung out after that. But after that, shortly I was flying out and stepping into going to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. But with that being said, you guys, if you got any questions or comments, please feel free to subscribe. And I appreciate all the new subscribers and subs that have joined up. And again, I'm going to try to post one of these maybe once a week, and then also make sure that I have the other stuff, which is Would You Dare, that scenario and that series. But again, I was very much inspired by a lot of things, man. And that's why I wrote these books here. You know, The Benefits of a Bully. And this is part 2. You know, these are things that I did, you know, in regards to my niece, wanting her to have something that she can relate to. You know, I do a lot of stuff, try to stay busy, try to stay focused and on target, man. And it's all about the kids. When it's all said and done, and if you live to see another sunrise, it's all about the kids. What did you do when you were here? What did you do? I don't know how long this one went. Maybe longer than I wanted to go, but nonetheless, I hope the message was well received. Just ran 5 miles. Let me take my butt in and get in that shower. Again, you fellas, all you good guys out there, you good cats, keep it up, man. Keep up the good fight. Stay positive, alpha males out there. Make sure that you stay physically fit. And you give the younger generation behind you, give them that game. You find somebody you can mentor and you can talk to. I'm telling you, man, there's nothing like giving back to the youth and setting them on the right path and correcting mistakes, because we got to turn this around. This has gotten crazy. Now, of course, I've got more stories again. But until next time, you guys check out my other work. And you guys stay physically fit, stay strong. And again, check out some of my work, The Benefits of a Bully. All right, this is for the younger generation. You guys take care of yourselves. And that's all I got.